January 4th, 2023, and this is Freya's Hot Topics for Small Business. Here's the hot topic for this week. What do we do about payments from Cash App, PayPal, Zen, Venmo, third-party processing? Up until the end of 2022, your business would receive a 1099-K from Venmo, for example, if you had over 200 transactions and received over $20,000 for goods and services. January 1st, 2023, that's changed. Now you're going to receive a 1099-K for your transactions for goods or services that exceed $600. Big change. $600 for goods or services from Venmo, Cash App, Square, Stripe, and PayPal. Zelle is a little different. I'll set Zelle aside for now. So if you are routinely accepting payment from your clients who frequent your med spa, and you receive payments by Venmo, you're going to receive a 1099-K. Now, if your transactions receipts aren't over $600, you won't receive anything. If you're over $600, you will. Now, how's this going to be made available to you? The 1099-K will be available to you generally through your app, unless you have also signed up to receive paper notices. Most everybody does it through the app. So when you get to the end of 2023, and we're into 2024, you want to make sure that you collect your 1099-Ks from Venmo, Cash App, all the third-party processors that you're using. Now, let's spend a second talking about Zelle. Zelle's a little different because Zelle does not hold money. As you know, in your Venmo account, you can build up money. You can't do that in Zelle. Zelle is essentially the same as making an ACH transfer. It's just a little quicker and easier, but the banks don't hold money, and not all banks are part of the Zelle network. So at this point, Zelle is claiming that they're exempt from the 1099-K reporting requirement. Watch that, because you know the IRS is. So right now, if you're doing a lot of business on Cash App and you think, aha, I'll only take Zelle and then I don't have to report it, that's not a good move. Remember, please, the IRS requires that you report all your income every year, whether you're an individual or you're a business. Well, what's income? Let's look at what it isn't. It isn't a gift. So if Aunt Ethel routinely gives you $500 for Christmas, that's not income. However, if Aunt Ethel buys $500 worth of your handmade jewelry, that is income. And there's sales tax to think about too, but we'll set that aside. What about repayment of a loan? If somebody borrows $10,000 from you and they repay you $10,000, that's not income. But if they repay you $10,000 plus 5% interest, that interest is income. So if it isn't a gift and it isn't repayment of a loan, chances are it's income. So what do we do now about keeping records straight and also making it convenient for our clients to pay us? Keeping in mind now that it's going to become more difficult to have income that isn't reported to the IRS by a third party. Okay. Number one, do not use your personal Venmo, Cash App, you name it, for business purposes. have a separate account for personal and business. That way, when Aunt Ethel Venmos you $500 for Christmas, she'll send it into your personal Venmo account. If she also buys $500 worth of your handmade jewelry from you, then she's going to send that payment into your business Cash App account. One for personal, one for business. Now, here's the other thing you need to keep in mind. You have to track these transactions yourself. You need to be sure that the amount that is reported on your 1099-K at the end of the year matches your records. And you need to make sure that you look at those 1099-Ks early enough in the year so that you can report any discrepancies. The last thing in the world you want is to have $1,000 paid to you by Bob Jones for the sale of handmade jewelry and find that there's an extra decimal there. And instead of 500, it's 5,000, or instead of 1,000, it's 10,000. So keep your records. Great. You're in small business. That means you are performing so many different functions. You're the CEO, you're the CFO, you're the COO, and you're the Chief Marketing and IT Officer as well. And here we have yet another regulation, yet another detail that has to be tracked. And I can tell you, in the years that I've been practicing, I can see the burden of regulations building and building and building on my clients. So what do you need to do? Here's what you need to do. You need to make sure you have a competent bookkeeper. Don't add the burden of tracking your dollars and cents in and out, reconciling cash every day. Don't take that on. Why? Well, your primary job really is Chief Marketing Officer, Chief Sales Officer. Your job is to bring the money in and to supervise the people who do the tasks to take care of the customers. And if you're only one person, then you need a bookkeeper. You also need a good tax accountant. Please, please, please don't do business taxes yourself or take it to HR block. Please don't. Have a bookkeeper, have a good tax accountant. And if you don't know where to find a good bookkeeper or a good tax accountant, ask. Ask your lawyer. Ask your friend who's doing very well in business. Ask your uncle who's made a fortune in construction. Who do they use? Who do they know? Look up your friends from school and then check them out. But number one favor for you to do yourself and your business in 2023 is to get a bookkeeper. Also, make sure that you're keeping accurate records of your Venmo, Cash App, etc. transactions, and that you separate your personal and your business third-party processing apps. That way, you're less likely to run into a snag. And that's all I have to say today about the hot topic of the week, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.